Hi, Francesca. Thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. Here's your Inkblot made in your name and essence if you want to take a screenshot. So, of course, you can scry in your own time and terms. I'm going to take a moment here if you'd like to join me. So, felt like I really needed to release everything. If you'd like to take a moment to join me to close the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support for Francesca. You know the drill. Please receive or release freely. I'm just going to simply share what I see floating around your aura, but it's more important what you see, sense, or feel. I did have some notes here I will share in a moment, but a mother seems to be coming through. So I don't know if you have a mother in spirit or a mother on the mind or a mothering energy, something along that lines. Okay, so when I was doing your Inkblot, personal space came in. I'm not sure if it's you have really good personal space or boundaries along that line. Something about personal space. Art of war and war of art. I don't know. Let your hair down. Smart. Prideful, which leads me down to high quality expectations of self. I felt like I was really hard on myself. Bodybuilder, and I feel like that's not necessarily, maybe it's in relation to the gym or fitness or something along that lines, but there's something about like building up my bodies, and something about how beauty reflects through that, certain strengths and softnesses. But I also got like the side vibe of like a hippie, like natural beauty came up somewhere. It's fine, somewhere natural, yep. But I kind of got like this hippie vibe. Like I can be very relaxed and hard on myself at the same time. Confident, and it's something about the chin up. Like I feel very confident, it's like, yep, confident, but I'm always also looking. I try to look up, and it definitely has those Capricorn vibes where it's like somebody might look at me, like me as Steph, a Capricorn as well, and go, oh, you look grumpy or gruff, but really I'm like deep in thought. I'm contemplating. I'm, wandering around, possibly even feeling lost, but I still have like my chin up about it. Not necessarily in like a toxic positivity kind of way, but it's contemplative. It feels contemplative. I have heard loyal, haunted by hurts, tough, tempered, and driven. And I'm unsure of who I was talking to. And I don't know if that was something of me that I felt like I'm unsure, like which aspect or something along that lines, or maybe you talk with spirit in different ways, or you talk with people, whatever it is that you may do. I'm not really sure what it is, but it feels as though maybe I haven't answered that question. Do I even need to? I'm not sure. Can I trust it? Now I feel like I'm just having an internal dialogue. Again, very contemplative. And maybe that's like the personal space to have time to do that alone and feel solid within myself. I feel very contemplative. Very, very contemplative in your energy. But observant. Anyway, it's very weird. It is what it is. So I'm going to dig in here. If there's anything you see, sense, or feel, of course, please follow that. I got to bring it down here for a second. Hold on. Okay, so I feel like I'm going underground. It's like I'm seeing a mountain cap, or I'm going to say a mountain cap up here. And I'm going down. Interesting though, because when I go down, I feel like I'm actually coming out on the surface.
Hand.
There's something coming in from the shoulder space that I'm feeling. It feels like heart healing, like it's coming in from both sides. And I have a football type costume on. It's not a costume. What is it? A uniform. That's all very purple. And this very specific, I'm going to call it ice blue, but it's so very, very light, almost like I wouldn't even recognize it as blue unless I caught it in a particular way. Might be some space of purity. But then it kind of brings me into that space again where I am working through. It's like when I am filtering or purifying. Again, it can look like I'm cold, but I'm really like cosmic-y clearing, cosmic-y. Yeah, maybe it's karma oriented. Absolutely, maybe, but I'm receiving as well. Ensuring I make time to receive. And like there's a dial. I'm seeing it on like the American Dad fridge. I think it's like a threat dial of something, but I'm seeing it. I don't know if you've come from codependency or have knowledge of codependency, something along that lines. And the dial turns like, so maybe you have an awareness of when things, it's not necessarily so much in the word triggering. It's an awareness.
Tired.
And it's working through shifting from codependency to interdependency, feeling very, very well individually and then interconnectedly. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, or I didn't butcher that. Tapping into something. Thank you. Because I'm under this mountain, but I am like on the surface. Wow. Okay. I have a lot of I have a lot of love to live, and I feel like what I touch exudes that like fuchsia feeling, fuchsia love. It's not red, it's not pink, it's like fuchsia. I think I'm using that color correctly. I'm gonna grab these over here. And that's connected to my sacral and my solar plexus area in here. I want to come into like that bodybuilding, but it's not just about this body. And something about leg warmers, but they're like arm warmers. Egg. Oh, I can't even speak. Hold on. Leg and arm warmers. Like fun 80s or 90s style. I'm also seeing, I think it's a fox. Sorry about the light. Well, look at the light. It's just like, shine down on me, shine down on me. Right in here. I'm seeing, I think it's a fox, but it has like one of those bands. I'm trying to find a word or an image because it's showing me like Karate Kid. So maybe it's karate oriented or some sort of martial art of discipline, this, that, or the other. Okay. I'm just going to say it because I don't apply any judgments. And usually the symbols mean something very different to somebody else than they do to me. But right here in the center, I'm seeing like the evil queen. Oh my goodness. If there's a part of you, maybe it's the shadow aspect. Maybe it's the diligence, willing to make tough decisions. Yeah. It's like to be the CEO or to be the boss, you got to be able to make tough decisions. And that's not always likable. Perhaps you have gone through that in your life or up until this point in this life. Maybe this is past life stuff where you have a sense like in a past life you've gone through something or you were in a particular position. Yeah, Prince of Wands and the Wheel, if those means anything to you, always follow that first. But you know me, I'm going to follow the art. I'm going to follow the art first.
Bloody.
There might have been something that happened in a paralleling past life. And oh, okay, so thank you. So see how like in the coloring of this card, and like when I was seeing the Evil Queen, and then with the Karate Fox and the Fuchsia, it's like solar plexus sacral karma turning. Because I'm... I want to say I'm killing it with kindness, but then sometimes that feels exhausting.
Protect.
So I don't know if that's the right wordage, but I feel like if that resonates, you know what I mean. There are lots of... Okay. There are lots of ghosts that want to talk to you. I don't know if you have like a mediumship ability or if it's something that you sense, if it's a skill set you care about, contemplate, think about. Whether they are... You're welcome. Whether they are ghosts of the past, but they're the ability for the time travel that exists. It's like other part, whatever the case is, they can speak to you. They want to speak to you. But something hurt me somewhere along the lines. And like that tear is closing up. By the integrity of my interactions here. I feel like you might have been, like when I'm seeing the Evil Queen here, I feel as though there's a past life, maybe you were and again, maybe it's here. I don't know if you come from royal descent or positions of authority or high, I don't know, whatever people want to call them in the hierarchy of positions. And I'm not poo-pooing them. That's not what I'm doing. Maybe I just naturally gravitate to climb to that. And sometimes that drive might chain me. That very royal climb chains me to something. But I kind of am getting, maybe that is in one respect of the here and now, right? Is that I'm climbing, but this linearity of this hierarchy or something I have in my head of what respect I will gain or give, I'm not chained to it because it's not in this clear climb anymore. I'm aware of like multi-levels happening, like 5D chess, or I'm seeing a mountain that I, as Steph, am viewing it and it's this mountain. So I see this 2D, even 3D, because it's like that's not even enough, but it's there. It's enough. It's just where I'm here. And I see this mountain as 2D or 3D. And I can see this goat climbing or this little creature climbing. Maybe it's this little fox wandering around, not little because it's little in a scope of measurement. It's just, it looks little to me because it's amidst this large mountain, and I can see this thing kind of roaming. And then it does something like, I think it disappears, but it doesn't. It's because I, from my perspective, can't see the depth of something, but I feel like you might have an idea of that depth. I don't even know if that makes sense, but yeah, okay, I'm just going to leave that there. There's something about shadows of maybe I'm coming back into haunted heart of, which I totally resonate. I say it all the time, right? Very part of the human experience. And I think it's part of the holistic human experience, but with all like the shadows, because you have them here in both of them in these cards. There's dark shadows. And then up at the top here, there's like white spirits. You're being admired for something. You're being admired for something. Can I flip this again? Can I turn this to look? Sorry.
What year is it?
Okay, so then it like brings in like Maleficent. We're in 2023. Maleficent kind of feels, where like the evil queen, I got misunderstood because I actually very, very much so care. The devil, I very, very much so care. It's like the devil energy can be misunderstood because it leads with its shadow, let's just say or that's what's agreed upon in viewing it, but it's misunderstood in some way, shape, or form. But sometimes that can work to my advantage because there's a seeing of something. Because the shadows surround me, the light surrounds me. It's something about depth. I want to create something. I feel like I want to create something. I am like super freezing in your reading. Sorry, I'm going to get cozy here. I understand that I'm being blank right now. Okay, so it's like your aura. I want to come back down to that cosmic-y feel. Sorry, I'm going to get my Scrying out here for a minute. Yeah, there's something. It's like celestial colors. I don't know how else to call it. Celestial coloring.
Are you a friend?
Okay, so I don't know if maybe you feel, or this is just how, again, me being in it. I'm not sure. I see a lot of people looking at me. I'm perceiving it, me as Steph, like in a quick note, I feel like I'm perceiving it like they're looking down on me. I don't know that that's actually the intention. Eight of Pentacles, the Sun. Because there's something about the scope again of maybe levels, or maybe it's whatever that is. But really, it's an admiration is how I'm feeling it. Like an observation of this transformation that's happening. And not because it's like an evolution.
You don't understand.
No, I don't understand at all. Seven of Cups on the bottom. Do you know what it's like? This is, okay, thank you. That's very helpful. I feel like I have ribbons or something. And these ribbons, like I'm gymnastics or something along that lines. And I'm on these mats and I'm doing this dance with these ribbons or something along that lines. And there's people in the stands or the audience that are, at the ground level, or they have floor seats, whatever's very fancy. And then there's like, as the stands go up, so it's like people are observing because that's, the nosebleed section. So it appears like they're looking down, but they're actually getting like this really big view because they just want to be there. And then that brings me into like this flip of that perspective of, somebody looking down at me, and I'm like, and I personally just in Steph quickly going, oh, they're above me looking down upon me. And I, might get whatever reaction or response to that. And then I'm also like, oh, how humble it is. Maybe this is your perspective, how humble that somebody would even want to be in the nosebleed section to witness this, to witness me existing, doing my dance of life with my ribbons, which are making me feel like magician-y vibes. What I'm manifesting. Eight of Wands, what I'm manifesting. Okay. I got to turn this back 2 seconds here. I want to show you what I'm seeing that. And again, all this like very fuchsia-y. And up here, I want to place that right there. And I don't know if it comes through, but that's like all that celestial thing. It's almost like the lore of Lucifer, of the light bearer, the something about that. Okay. I gotta come back to it. Sorry.
Ritual.
There's a gentleman in spirit. Getting like Star Trek vibes. Star Trek vibes. Or like X-Men. Is it Dr. Xavier? Like actually like Dr. X. There's also Phoenix Eagle in here. See if I can find him because I can see it from this perspective. There you are. Right there. The Phoenix Eagle. Feagle. I don't know. I think I'm seeing it's a gentleman, but I don't know who he is. He has a staff. And it's got a lot of decorations on it. Like, I want to use the word shaman, but I'm not actually sure if that's the right word. It could be just a medicine man or woman. I feel like it's a guide you have. A guide or...
I'm confused.
Yeah, hold on. I feel like sometimes I'm an emotional monster. It's funny. There are a lot of... When I say people, I don't know that they're all incarnate. Maybe they're... many parts of me that see people as pupils. When you were born... I don't know if you have a sibling or are an only child, but I'm seeing a heart. And again, something about the mother. I don't know if the mother energy has passed or maybe the relationship was this, that, or the other. It's not stepping forward for me. So I don't want to.
Another room.
At least 2, if not 3 people might have been in the room when you were born. Or maybe you have 2 aunties. Or an aunt and an uncle. I don't know who they are. They're just people watching you be born. There's a pet in spirit. Yeah. Sorry, I feel like I'm blanking out along in your reading. Like, again, it's like that, what's going on? Are you constipated? Are you angry? Are you happy? Like, tell me what's going on. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just, I'm thinking about it. 3 of submersibles, I think that was. Yeah, I think you do a lot of work. What I'm going to say is underground, but it's not necessarily underground. Maybe it's inner earth alchemy or inner stuff. But like on the surface, I feel like I'm a tower
Simon.
or like a corporation of some sort. Prestige. Okay, so when I'm up here at the top, I'm up here and I'm seeing see the face and the eye, but it's really this right here, and they like have a lever. Yeah, a lever. Thank you.
Bed.
Like turning the waterworks on. Like I feel like I have a very clear ability to cry almost like on demand, but know the benefits of crying. Like I don't, maybe in some situations I hold back, and then when I know it's safe, I I have no qualms about letting that flow. No qualms. But there's something about it being safe place. Something about a seal. Polka dots, having more fun. I'm going to flip it. Hold on a sec here. I feel like you might have a silver tongue. Oh man, so much spirit talks to you. Ooh, I don't know if you feel that or not. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about it.
Coming to get me.
And that maybe that's how it's translated. Like maybe it just feels like they're just coming to get me, because I think it's like mixed. It's like some of these souls are in spirit, some of them are in the afterlife, some of them are in the animated atmosphere. But it's like equally I feel the soul that animates the energy of the afterlife, that animates the earthly expression. The soul, I feel souls. I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. Man, there's this green. It's like very light. I know before. Okay, very light blue. I said it before, but this is like now like a teal. It's I, teal green, but it's so light and airy. Something about palm fronds as well. That symbol might mean something to somebody.
Rachel.
I'm seeing either somebody kiss on the forehead or something along that lines. It's funny because I'm seeing a woman's head pop up from a portal. I think I'm in a different world right now. Hold on. Sorry. Seeing a feather boa. I feel like I'm a mermaid, but not blue. Like not blue colored. I sit on the sun. I'm a mermaid of the sun. No idea what that means, but there it is. Possibly even a planet. Jupiter. Maybe Mars. You might have some existences that are acknowledged to different planets, specifically Venus and Mars. When and if human existence or some, even if it's alien, doesn't matter, some sort of existence animated it upon it, closer to the way we would typically think versus more like microbacterial or something like that. Words I don't even know. However, I feel like you might have had like memories of that. Is that why this? Because I'm seeing spaceships above you as well. Yeah, there's something that's like, I'm gonna say, how do I say that? I'm gonna say like a cosmic hippie. I don't even know, like a cosmic hippie.
Not.
Maybe those aren't the right words, but that's just the best I can do right now. And not hippie in like a bad way or in a dirty way, just in a, it's natural. Like because you have all these planets here, I feel like there are many atmospheres that are natural to me. And maybe sometimes Earth doesn't feel natural. But
Other side.
I'm here. But I'm here for the experience. And that's why you're aware of other beings, other energies, different, maybe they're on different dimensions, whatever it is. And you're aware of the observation. Oh, sorry, I haven't even. Something about pedicures or getting your feet done. By a gentleman.
Diane.
Yeah, that wants to stay there no matter how which way I want to like.
Devil.
Somebody might be watching you. Okay, I know we've talked a lot about this observation from a different dimensions in this, but I feel like somebody might be watching, or maybe it's you're watching from the window, observing sunsets and sunrises. What is this world? I can't even put words to it. But it's very, very fun. I say fun because it like has a good feeling. I'm seeing like I think it's a stegosaurus. To be honest with you, that's the closest thing I can think of from dinosaur land in my very limited knowledge about that. But it's like in that realm of stegosaurus like. Almost like inner earth beings. What I would imagine inner earth beings. I'm also seeing, I think it's a pelican.
Granddaughter.
But the pelican, really high pitched sound. Hold on. Is like, when birds are sitting or like a duck is sitting and, they've got their breasts out and they're like all cozy. That's what it feels like. I'm protecting myself from something when I do that. When I'm in that feeling. That's how I feel anyway. Saw that. Like, call me.
I'm not sure how.
Maybe hang loose, but I'm like, call me. That's fun. Okay, we're here for Francesca. Sorry. Oracle, wisdom. I'll bring this back up for you. Did I flip it? I did flip it, yes? Oh, see, I'm all over the place. There's that world up here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can see it. That teal. Like, there's different hues to you. Different hues to you. Francesca. Nature. Yeah, nature, natural. Different natures. Peace. Is there something about making peace with the past? Focus in your prayers. I feel like I can yeah, it's like it's like part of me, I'm just going to freely say what I'm feeling. Part of me feels as though like it's a little bit of like I'm seeing it as, of course, like they're repairing the lifetimes, almost like how many times you've been here or different planets. It's like having a planetary passport. And I'm seeing all these stamps, but then I'm also seeing it like, okay, as I'm growing, and you like would make notches on, like a door frame or something. And then still this other aspect comes in where I feel like I'm in a cell and I'm kind of like just marking the days, months, weeks, years that I've been here. Like this is like I'm multi-focused. But I want to note It's like the sunset
Sure.
and or sunrise, the glowing of the sun, as I gaze upon it from a window. Consciousness, actual window, turns into a golden arrow that flings me over towards, like it takes me somewhere. I don't know what it is. I'm seeing some sort of statue in the Roman time, so it's like that white porcelain or white clay or something like that. There might be something that, or someone, an energy, a deity that,
You're
like,
welcome.
that you really connect with, and like you are revered for, you respect, or perhaps that's what you're building in and of yourself. Is this carving? Black Moon Lilith mystery. This is where that focus takes me.
Liar.
Maybe that's a fear if you're worried or not sure if you're just lying to yourself about something. Like I blatantly see that I feel very gifted here. But even with the Black Moon Lilith, I'm not afraid of the mystery. It's not a fear. It's like trying to consider what all the observations are and put those into play. And I just want to be me. I just want to find my way of communicating. Maybe I'm okay. So I might be worried they're not wisdoms. Maybe I. I'm cleansing something out in like a fire on a beach or some sort of ceremony, ritual. I'm seeing somebody stand like this as well. I don't know if this is the stern shaman kind of feel or medicine man, medicine woman. Again, I have high expectations of myself, and being a student and playing, it's like, I don't want that to be observed. I want the end result to be observed, but the end result will never come because it's always evolving. And I'm aware of that because I am the existence that is ever evolving. I am eternal, and yet I might feel, it's not a vulnerability because I feel like with that crying thing, I feel just fine crying. I feel just fine. I feel like I'm comparing myself to others based on my perception of their possible perception that I'm implying. Does that make sense? I don't even know. Like, again, it's very, very layered. Okay, I'm working down here. Sorry, Francesca. I get all... Venus, love, yeah. South node. Sorry, 2 seconds. Lunar eclipse change. This is like that whole thing. I want to put these together because they are in your Inkblot underneath this. Okay, it's like that show. What am I watching? What is that show called? Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time. And they're like in the White Tower. And I don't know. There's all the different colors. Like there's the blues and the reds. And I don't even know. Anyway, that's what it makes me feel like. Like this Eden. I'm in Eden. Thank you. I'm in Eden. And it's in this Eden I am going through a change that is like the moon cycles, I'm in this again, but I want to note this feels like a plug end. Even though it might look black, like this is like in the subcon shadow space, this is actually purple, like a really deep purple.
Simon.
And you have helpers plugging in with you. Something about fish.
She told me.
Tropical fish and flowers. Flora and fauna. It's like imbuing earthly things with extraterrestrial, celestial, or maybe you receive communication or you infuse them with something. I don't even know. Or you receive, like if something's been touched by, it's like psychometry almost, right? Like if somebody has something, maybe but the earth has these things, right? The sands, the fire, the flower, the fauna, the fish, whatever the case may be. Oh, okay. So also the fish being the sea and the sea goat. A lot of water is required for me to feel fluidity versus rigid. It's like even the moon cycles take X amount of days. And even amongst that one over a month, there's still the 12 over the year or whatever they are, forgive my numbers, that is also one. And then over, say, our 5 years, 10 years, that is also of one. So it's like every cycle has a slight shift, waxing or waning. Yes, individually it's something, but then over the course of the year, it also makes something. And I feel like something's over the course of this year or this year to come. The change of the waxing, waning, full, new, all that kind of good stuff is already in play. And this doesn't have to be January to December. This could be a March to March or a June to June.
Donald.
And it's already started to shift. But in lieu, that heightens both the illumination and the dark side of the moon, the shadow of to create the crescent of the shine. More shadow comes in, and then vice versa. Does any of this make sense? No idea, but I feel it. I feel it. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes.
Street.
Okay, so you had Venus and Jupiter both come in. I feel like I talked about them as planets. Maybe it's planetary energy you're working through. Also with South Node, life's debts. Oh, and you guys also moved south. Ah. Yeah. Love and abundance. See, both of these planets love you. And there's even that statue figure thingy I was seeing. And then blessings. I see blessings. And this is like, let's see if I can do this.
Cheryl.
All down here in like that fish, flora, fauna, that blue that's made of stars. What I've been praying for, I see the change. I see the evolution of love. I see the essence of things, the mystery, the spirit. No, I want to go back there. I hope this makes sense, Francesca. I hope this, or it doesn't even need to make sense, but the nonsense at some point in time, or at least it's, entertaining. Okay, so I'm seeing water creatures. They look alien-y, but I also admit there are so many creatures in the sea and in the waters that are alien to me. So very much so could be earthlings. I see a sweating frog. Again, there's another kiss. Is there something about a forehead kiss or a third eye kiss? I'm not really sure what's going on. Magician is on the bottom.
Talk with me.
I'm also seeing stilts. Temperance, Page of Pentacles. We're here for Francesca, if you have anything to add. The Devil again, the King of Wands, and the King of Cups. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the Devil's come through twice. I'm actually putting back together. I'm putting my horns back on.
Hospital.
Yeah, I'm putting my horns back on. And I have help in this. And when I say I have help, it's coming in from different directions. There's a show I'm seeing. I think it's Legion. And there's like one guy that has been like waiting lifetimes to maybe resurrect something, or he needs to find something. I can't even remember. I can't remember like his reasoning why, but I remember they end up like a bunch of different people get involved because they don't want this to happen. And some do want it to happen. I can't remember him. Yeah. Maybe this is the masculine energy stepping forward, or there could be something about a male in your life because you have two kings here. King of Wands, King of Cups. But regardless, I feel like the knowing of seeing even the yin yang symbol, or of the moon and the shadow and the shine, the luminescence, etc., the different degrees of energy influxes and using them to my advantage, so I don't feel like I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall, though that has its place and it's fun sometimes, but like a million arrows in the sky, and then I want to put like a shield up because there's too much coming at me. This could be spirit. This could be just spirit ghost trying to communicate with you, or maybe it's literally just from people around you, or maybe it's because you feel the flora and the fauna, like it just comes from everywhere, and it's like, I don't know what it is. I'm sure you're a lot more grounded than I'm feeling it is at this moment. But it's like something, I do feel like there's something along the way in the configuration of this card. Again, there's that like marble or porcelain statue that I'm putting back together. I'm like reconfiguring. And I'm seeing like Morse code. Morse code's like you heard the call, you're answering the call. And I might have been discombobulated at some point in time. And whether it's because of a male expressed, like a male person, maybe a father figure that I'm bound to by family karmically, and it's like somehow maybe it was one kind of relationship, I don't know, but then I also feel like I had another one, that another male in my life that was very good again. But there's this there seems to be this common theme of hierarchy of some sorts. And I don't want to be a rebel against respect and authority, because inevitably when one reaches to gain their own space of whatever that is, it would be in relation to, to respecting oneself and being in a respected position. So how can I rebel or be, not saying that you are, maybe this is how, I don't know where it's coming from. I can't do that when I deep down inside am aiming to be that or be seen as that, be viewed as that. But I also can see and understand when somebody is abusing their position and abusing, from my perspective, their power. And maybe I'm just very, very mindful of that. And the other aspect of, the feminine, the male energy within myself is that there's respect and reciprocity versus this, like, I just feel like there's some sort of dominion at play, dimensional dominion, because there's so many different planets kind of coming in and energies from that, and also sovereignty of my own soul. Maybe I left certain
What do you
planets.
mean?
Maybe I left certain placements in these planets because of that, and they come back to check in. I'm seeing a really large smudge stick as well. I am sorry if I went off there. I really have no idea, but I also kind of want to note, like, what if it comes through like this right here, it kind of makes me feel like in there. Something about my throat and speaking something. So I might even, like, maybe the male energy and aspect of me feels like, give me a sec.
Strong.
Thank you. That's all those eyes up there. Eyes in the sky, eyes in the sky. You might be a channeler or a medium. Again, something along that lines. And it doesn't have to be the way everyone else does it or what historically has been done.
Closer.
Having fun, finding your way, because that's actually the point, is the play. Because that's where things are created. And almost like in their purest form of whatever it is. Like not being an adult about it. But also, when I'm talking about inner child work, I'm not even talking about youth. It's a curiosity space. I'd like to play with this toy, see what it can do. And then some people might unengineer it. I want to take it apart. I'm curious and put it back together differently. Because I feel like you could feel like you're bound to things or along that lines because they just wish to speak through you. But even in the chair of it, there's all these different tools, peace, people. There's tools with you to, there's that staff as well.
I'm coming.
Yeah, people are coming. And even in this temperance, the way the art is depicted, I'm seeing the movie Constantine. And something about, oh, don't say. How one is perceived, an angel or a demon. Inspirational or an irritant. It is what it is. And the freedom to allow that to be and not take it personally, maybe. Or maybe you don't take it personally. Maybe I'm just taking, a hot mess minute here to be like, don't take it personally. All right, Francesca, I'm going to get ready to close out here.
Slam.
Slam. Let's see if I can do that. If there's anything else you see, sense, or feel, or at all, I'm going to take a moment here. I'm seeing rose petals. Again, kisses, kisses, kisses. Trust the season. Healing is happiness. The reunion.
Angel.
Thank you. Morning dew. Clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook.
I want you to go.
The mystery of morning dew and what blessings will come from it when I can only see so far. Trusting the season of my choices. There's that feminine energy again. Oh. Blinded by the light. Mother energy. Mothers. The feminine energy that steps forward, that doesn't diminish the male energy. That doesn't, that celebrates masculinity and femininity. Like the angel and the demon residing within oneself. And that is where the healing is happiness. There's all those people again. Man, there's so many people. And this might even be like at the reunion, yeah, maybe of both energies, aspects, other temperance, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, friendship. Welcoming that in is like a trifecta of some sorts. And then even knowing, like even in this card that has been through your reading, there's even larger, not in a measurement of value, larger observations. Children. It's like creating a space that maybe is feminine empowered, but it actually works to harness and embrace and enhance the masculine energy so it's received well within and expressed without. So it's not a matter of like in whatever, because I feel like this might be your wisdom at work. It's like, I can't or I won't, I'm wise enough to know, in order to raise my personal power or enhance it, whatever the case may be, knowledge, play, it's not by diminishing another, because then that's the shady way of going about it. That's the lazy way to up mine, which doesn't actually up, just by lowering somebody else's. Now, whether that's, it's like saying I don't like olives doesn't take away from pickles. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's very odd, but you know what I'm saying? Or hopefully anyway. And this is the reunion in this recognition of going, oh, if I think you've already have it, maybe this is part and parcel of how to lead it and live it. And still people will freely, externally to me, receive the prominent element that's stepping forward that is reflective of them, that will best meet them, but without me really having to change who I am to meet them. Still asking for an evolution to possibly take place, but it's not a condition. It's just respect is really the condition. But whatever part of me steps forward to mirror, it's out of actual respect on the other hand. And this isn't in a I know better, you don't know better, you know better, and I don't know better. Oh my goodness, who's the teacher, who's the student? This is a collection of awarenesses that are kind of infused in items as well. So this doesn't always have to be about people or like the typical earthling experience or the typical healing, though healing is happiness, but it says healing is happening. I saw happiness. I don't know. I saw happiness. I swear the word said happiness. Healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. It's safe to be okay. It's safe to soften and see that as a strength, and not in a way of like saying it to myself, like, no, like legitimately meaning it. So that the masculine, let's just say for simplicity's sake, the masculine energy doesn't perceive within me that the female softness or nurturing is a weakness, but it's a strength, and vice versa. If the masculine energy steps forward as it's going to be the best of service in whatever task or role this is, maybe this is what you do, maybe this is what you exude, maybe this is what you share. Doesn't make it any more or less triggering. It's just the reunion of all of this and the recognition of this collaboration within the self, partnership, and then making friends based on that the Temple of the Rose, ancient power, expression, activation, scarlet codes, maybe from something from the past when I've had or felt there's been some sort of scarlet S placed upon my, what is the lore of it? On, I don't even know, like on the forehead. And it's like I'm not even seeing that as shameful, because that is a symbol that reminds me of something, and not for me to return to as like a but that like this moment in time. It's just simply a symbol that I'm transforming and transmuting to
Closet.
say that doesn't hold shame, or it doesn't, or maybe it's in regards to coming out of a closet spiritually, physically, whatever the case may be. There's a bajillion closets we can all climb in and climb out of all the time, and even curl up and curl up in clothes and a nest in there and hide away. And I get it, but this ancient activation that's reuniting in the here and now is happening, and it's all about blessings, but engaging the mystery of the multiverse simultaneously. Maybe even healing the hurt I felt when that scarlet, just as the symbol, the scarlet
It's
S
here.
was put upon me. It's like it even doesn't have power over me. It has power, and I'm utilizing that power. I won't even waste my time with haste or hate, because I understand what cycle that steps me into, and inevitably what I surrender to. Surrender strengthness and weakness in that little measurement, if we may. Thank you. Thank you. Information of how I am perceived and received, but that doesn't define. But I'm also not defiant, because that's stepping in just the same way. And yet, what I recognize is it's not in the air of defiance or being in defiance, whatever those words are that I said, I don't even know. My focus is actually, I can acknowledge those things. I will feel the feels, move through them, to inevitably remember and recall the recognition of
Gagged.
my angel and demon. Be like, oh yeah, but what's my focus? That's theirs, or that was that lifetime, whatever the case is. Okay, so they're telling me that. So just by me choosing to focus on what I want isn't inherently defiant, though it may be received that way. But that's for them. I have no idea if that makes any sort of sense. Anywho, I've been rambling on way
Tired.
too long. Yeah, I need to go grab. I need to have a coffee. I need to have a coffee, and get some. What is that? Like this thing in here, just no matter which way I'm viewing it, I dig it. I don't know what it is. I just dig it. Can you dig it? We can dig it. Can y'all dig it? All right, Francesca, I'm going to let this go. Or let you go. I hope this was educational, entertaining, haunted, healing,
Granddaughter.
happy. Could absolutely be that mother figure could also be a grandmother in spirit. Trust the seasons, the cycle of life. It's transitioning. You've ignited it, and I wish you all the best of luck. And know that you always have friends, high frequency friends, in lots of places. Literally in lots of places. Was that Randy Travis, or I can't remember? I got friends in low places. Yeah, everywhere. All right. Until next time, thank you so much for being my muse.